Hello, my League Two friends. How are we all? I'm back with my first League Two video. We know that we're around about just over 2 weeks away from the start of the League Two season, and I was following League Two last year. It was quite a competitive league last year, and I think it'll be even more competitive this year. With A, the teams that have gone up, and B, the teams that have come down. I think this could be probably one of the strongest League Two seasons. And what I'm going to do is my league table prediction and where I think certain clubs are going to finish. Now, where I put some of these clubs may shock a few people, and I'm sure some are going to agree with me, some are going to disagree where I put them. If I do put your club where you don't believe they should be, or like it, please don't get mad at me. It's just my opinion. I could get proven wrong on most of these, and watch me being so. But it's a bit of fun. Everyone's going to have their own personal opinion. But if it's your club that you're happy with, tell me where you think you guys will finish. But try and be realistic with it. Don't go, realistically, Carlisle aren't going to win League Two. They could, but realistically, they're probably not going to. So please don't get too upset if I put your club a little bit lower, and you'll be surprised. I'm not going to be as biased towards my side as some people may think. So we'll crack on, shall we, with this video? Enough of my rambling. We're going to start with bottom place in League Two. I'm going to start probably quite easy or quite obvious. We're going to go with Barrow AFC. There she is. Barrow, there she is. It hasn't quite fit the paper. The badge is a bit big. There it is. We're going to go Barrow AFC for bottom. They did bring in Pete Wild at the start of the season, and during the close season from Halifax. He has bought Billy Waters and a few other players that he knows from Halifax with him. Barrow has struggled the last 2 or 3 years since I've been in the Football League. Well, last 2 years, isn't it? And they've been scrambling against relegation. I can't see much difference, even though I like Pete Wild as a gaffer. I can't see them finishing anything than in the bottom 2, and I put them bottom. Will it be a difficult place to go? I know my team's got to go to them on a Tuesday night. We always seem to. But Grimsby have had a few good battles with Barrow over the years. But I just don't think Barrow's going to have enough. And it could be the season that they hit the trapdoor. But we'll have to wait and see. But my bottom choice is Barrow. Second is Colchester. There it is. Now, people may be a bit like, why Colchester? Why have you put Colchester? Surely they'll do better. I think with Colchester, they didn't have a good season last year. I think anybody who's anybody will agree with that. They did not have a good year last year. They struggled. They finished, was it 4th bottom? Colchester finished. They have got a few good players. They've got Freddie Sears, and they've got is John Akinde still there, guys? They've got a few good players there. And Colchester's a team that you'd expect to be higher in the league. I'm putting them down to basically say, come on, prove me wrong. proved me wrong that it is not going to be easy for them. They've got they've got Wayne Brown in charge. It's going to be he's an tried manager, and I think Colchester are a good club though, but I just don't see them doing much better. And again, if they don't improve, they could find themselves in the bottom, and I'm saying they could be the surprise to drop. So Colchester are my second bottom team. That is the relegation places sealed. Barrow and Colchester. Just above Colchester. And by just, I mean a gnat's hair, watch me get this wrong by about 10 places, is Stevenage Borough. Well, obviously they just go by Stevenage now. I knew them as Stevenage Borough as well. But Stevenage are the team I am saying will finish third bottom. Why? Budget, for one, with Stevenage. The reason why I just think Stevenage they've got Steve Evans, haven't they? And he is a proven League Two manager and Football League manager. And he's had a lot of success, like he has at Rotherham and other places, Peterborough and so on and so forth. But it's all about what he's able to do off the field in recruiting for them. I believe it's just going to be another year of struggle for them. And that's why I've put them down so low. I just don't know where they're going to have enough in them. But just enough, I think, to stay up. Although it was difficult to put Colchester second bottom and Stevenage third bottom. But Stevenage, I believe, with Steve Evans' nous, I think will get out of this. This one, not a surprise. Again, this was tight. In 21st, I've gone for Harrogate Town. They have done phenomenal since they have been back in the Football League. Simon Weaver deserves a lot of respect and a lot of time to say he's making Harrogate a success. When they first got up, the football they were playing was lovely. They're a nice team to watch, actually, football-wise. I just think this season could catch them out a little bit. And although I don't think they will go down, their recruitment's not exactly been amazing. But I do think with the style of play Harrogate have, I do believe they will finish 20th, but I do believe they will be okay. I think Harrogate will be fine. But like I said, we can only wait and see. In 20th place, I apologise. In 20th place, we've gone for Rochdale. Now, this may surprise a few people. Why have I gone Rochdale Football Club for finishing so low in the table again? Uninspiring transfer window so far. Very good club, Rochdale. Very good club. And they could very easily prove me wrong in all this. Rochdale struggled last year as well, though. They finished, I think it was low mid-table. And, their signings have been sort of uninspiring so far. it's one of those, isn't it, Rochdale? You can either see them being, if they start well, they'll end up right up there. I think if they don't start well, their season could turn to either mediocrity or struggle. And I'm putting them on the cusp of both, mediocrity and struggle. But it is a good club. I have got a lot of time for Rochdale as a football club. In fact, my team go to them quite early on in the season. So I'll be at Rochdale when that happens. When that fixture happens in, I believe it's the 14th of August. My team travel to Rochdale. But it's basically down to how they were last year, and the recruitment so far, it doesn't stand out, and I can't see much improvement on last year. In 19th place, this is going to surprise some people, Crawley Town. Now Crawley Town have got some investors. They have got some money. They have got the League 2 Golden Boot winner, which is a cracking bit of business for them. They have got the one and the only legend that is Mr. Jake Hessenthaler as defensive midfielder. They have got some quality going through the side, Crawley. Again, though, an untried manager, you don't know what you're going to get from Crawley. You really don't know what you're going to get from Crawley, and I think it's one of those things. If it goes well, like you'd say with any team, again they could challenge up there definitely because of the investment they've had into the club. I suppose we're looking at it through name, but I wouldn't say they're going to be miles away either. It's that kind of feel when you look at teams like that. It's kind of, I just don't see Crawley as a top end side, but I also definitely do not see them struggling at the struggling per se. But I don't see them probably much higher than 15th. But I've gone and put them in 19th place. Watch me again get it very, very wrong. In 18th place, we have a club that I have probably undercut here, Carlisle. Again, I'm going on last season, but I do think Carlisle are a better club and a better team than what they were last season, without a shadow of a doubt. So watch me get this one completely wrong, and I have no doubts in saying that I probably will get it wrong, because that is the joy of predictions, isn't it? They've obviously recently let Tristan Abrahams go. Paul Simpson is back in charge, and he's had good times at Carlisle in the past. I think they'll be absolutely fine. I think the bottom end though will be as tight as the top end. So I don't think it matters where the clubs finish. It's going to be an entertaining season. I just don't see them pushing up as well as maybe the club would like them to. So I'm going to put Carlisle in 18th place for that. In 17th, we go to Sutton United. Sutton United in 17th place. Why? Again, they had a cracking season last season, Sutton. Again, probably one of the most underrated teams to actually get up, and how well they did do. Like I said, they finished in 8th. They've got a good manager there. They play a good brand of football there. But you have to wonder whether the strength of this league could come up against them this year. They've made a few additions, but I think a lot of other teams that I put above them will have made slightly stronger. I just think Sutton will be fine. I don't see them struggling near the bottom as such of League Two, but I also don't see them really having the type of season they did. Watch them go and prove me wrong. So that is Sutton in 17th place. This may surprise some people. Newport County. They have recently bought in Omar Bogle from Hartlepool. I would say a good signing for this level for them. But again, it's an unproven manager again, isn't it, Newport County? And you don't know. I mean, the recruitment, is decent for Newport. Again, like I said, an unproven manager really at this level. Taking over from Michael Flynn is never an easy thing because he's loved over in Newport. And to me, that's one of the reasons why they're so low down here. If they can get Rodney Parade absolutely rocking, Newport is one of the toughest places to go to. They've been around the playoff race up until last year, really. They were always challenging under Michael Flynn. I just don't see them challenging this time. Maybe Bogle can get the goals for them to power up the league. Like I said, I could be very, very wrong, but I don't see enough from Newport at the moment. They haven't got that real known goal scorer that they might need to work alongside Bogle. We'll see what they do for the rest of the transfer window, but it's 16th place for me for Newport. There we go. 15th place. I'm going to go for Unbelievable Jeff, Hartlepool United. I'm sure Jeff won't like me for saying that. But 15th place for Hartlepool. I think, again, home form is going to be so crucial in this league. And again, it's kind of like replacing Dave Challoner. Kind of like what I said with Michael Flynn at Newport. It's a difficult job when you've had someone do so well. Your next guy that comes in, and Hartlepool's signings, though, including one of Alex Lacey, which I was surprised they took from Notts County on a free transfer. That's a very good bit of business from Hartlepool. Obviously, losing Omar Bogle on the forward line. Although Omar did have a good end to a season, but I don't think Hartlepool fans are that overjoyed. But I just think Hartlepool they're a solid side. I think if they can get there again, if you can get your home form going, I think Hartlepool could easily push. I think anybody from about 17th onwards could push for a playoff place in League Two. That's how tight this league normally is. So please, if I put you guys low like this, please don't think I'm saying you can't make a push. Because Hartlepool most certainly could. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But for me, I'm putting them in 15th place. The next place, which is 14th in the division, I'm putting the Men of Wimbledon Common. There they are. By the way, I like this crest. I really do. It's a very impressive crest, isn't it? I mean, last time they were in League Two, did they win it? They either won it or came very, very close to winning. I think they did. And no, they were in the top three, if I remember. But Wimbledon, they're in a transitional phase, aren't they? I mean, they've got Johnny Jackson. They've got in charge now at Wimbledon. Had a good start at Charlton, but it kind of faded towards his time there. towards the end of his time there. And Wimbledon are one of those teams that people would say should be challenging up there. But at the same time, it's difficult to know. You know, this league is such a competitive league. Wimbledon, and I'll say this about quite a few of the teams, could win the league. Wimbledon could finish 18th. You know, it's one of those, again, home form, I've kept mentioning this a few times during the video, is so important. But I think Wimbledon will be absolutely fine in 14th place. I think they'll push, but I think they may just need another season at this level. Again, watch me get this completely and totally, utterly wrong. Next, we're going to go to 13th place, and it's the team my team start against. Leyton Orient. My God, do I have respect for this team. They really are a good side, Leyton Orient. They always play some very attractive football when I watch them in the past, and I've seen highlights of them, and I've seen how good they are as a team. I think Leyton Orient, they could be a sleeper in this division, really. You know, that people really aren't looking at, and they could certainly be it. They bought some decent players in. They've got Richie Wellens as manager as well. I mean, he is a good manager at this level. I believe it's Richie Wellens. And, you know, he's a good manager at this level. Didn't quite work for them last season. They did replace Kenny Jackett halfway through. That didn't really work for Kenny, did it? So, you know, you've got a good chance that they could challenge a bit higher up than what they are. And I think they are a team that probably will push probably towards a playoff place. I think anybody in the top 14, like I said, top 15, I think they could all challenge for a playoff place, even if it's that final playoff place. But I'm putting Leyton Orient in 13th place. The next team is the Black Country team of Walsall. Now, before Michael Flynn, I'd have put Walsall a lot lower than this. A lot of their transfer business so far, he's gone a different direction. He's gone young and hungry. He has signed Peter Clark from Tranmere. He's gone for a few experienced boys as well. I did notice a lot of Walsall fans were a bit annoyed at some of the ages of someone. Someone that did catch my eye that Walsall did sign was Brandon Comley from Dagenham Redbridge. And I know at Grimsby Town we did like Brandon actually when we had him when we were last in League Two. That was a signing that I thought, hello. Peter Clark, being the professional that he is, even at 40 years old, can still do a job, as I'm sure most people at Tranmere would admit. You know, probably one of the fittest players in the fittest players at the club, and one of the most respected. So they've done some good business, but they've kind of underwhelmed, probably in the transfer market for them. They haven't had a good first few years in League Two. I think it will be better under Mike Flynn, and as much as Mike Flynn did wonders at Newport, whether he's had the right kind of support, we don't know. At the minute, you know, if you look at Walsall's pre-season, they haven't scored a goal yet. But like I said, that's pre-season for you. Any pre-season results, don't look too deep into those. But I do think he'll improve Walsall. I don't think they'll break the top half. But I'm going to put them bang in the middle. So Walsall, for me, will finish 12th in League Two this season, which would be an improvement to the last few seasons they've had. Just above them in 11th, we're going for Crewe Alexandra. Now, Crewe, you might wonder why I've put them so low in 11th place. Why? You know, they should be there challenging. Again, an inexperienced manager, I think, has been a big factor of that. They like going for like the younger player to. I call them a development club, really, Crewe. You know, and again, it's inexperienced after the guy replacing David Artell after the club's relegation last season, and Crewe, I think they're a good club. They probably will push on further. A lot of their, again, transfer business, they don't look like a threatening outfit on signings. Please don't think that means I don't think Crewe's not a threatening outfit. They are, but I just don't think at the minute they've got enough to really change the top end. But I also think they'll be high mid to top half. I've put them in the top half. It wouldn't surprise me if they were. So 11th place for Crewe Alexandra. Now into the top 10, the big top 10. I wish I had the countdown. Sorry, that was bad, wasn't it? But let's go into the top 10. And in 10th place, I know a few fans of these. I'm putting Doncaster Rovers. But they've still got Guy McSheffrey in charge. The former Scunthorpe, Grimsby, and many other teams. Gary's a good guy. Whether he can turn Doncaster's fortunes around, we'll have to see. I think they are best set to make a challenge. They'll be thereabouts. I think Donny are a good club. I've got. They're just, again, they're a team that they don't want to be a yo-yo side, do they, really? And I think that is possibly what they might become. But Donny are a good club. I've got nothing against them whatsoever. I think the top 10 finish, obviously fans would probably want a bit more than that. But when I look at the strength of clubs in this league and the confidence of some, again, it's for Donny, it's going to be how they start. I have been to Doncaster Rovers ground. No offence, it's not a great atmosphere at Doncaster. But if they, again, really home form for Doncaster is very, very important. If they do get good, a good start, they could easily be the top end, or at least probably squeak into the playoffs. I don't see them really challenging at the top end with some of the teams, but I think a top 10 finish is definitely not out of Doncaster's possibility. Next, in 9th, we've got Tranmere Rovers. Now, some fans may think, not again, another outside the playoffs sort of thing. Mickey Mellon's done a fantastic job at Tranmere since he's come back as well. They're going to be up there challenging, and they always do. But I think they have to score more goals than they did last year. Because I think in the end that kind of really let them down. But Tranmere, they're another one of them teams that they could be top half, they could be playoffs, they could win the damn league. But at the same time, they could finish 14th. I won't expect them to be anywhere near there. I put them 9th because I think they will challenge, they will test, and I think Mickey Mann's a good manager, and I think, they've got all the tools possible to make a challenge towards the top end of League Two, and I fully expect them to be there. In 8th place, ladies and gentlemen, I've literally gone for my team. Now, people might say, just a minute, you put Grimsby in the top 8. Yes, I have. And the reason why I put them in the top 8, but just missing out on the playoffs, is the feel around the place. I know some people are underestimating Grimsby, saying, I've seen some people say we'll be 19th. I've heard some people say we'll be 20th. Where did you put Sutton last year? I just think the confidence of my club and the bounce that's going around the club at the moment, and the fact of the success we've actually had under Paul Hurst as a manager, that's why I can't see them making the playoffs this year, but I think they'll be in and around it, because with some of the shrewd business that Paul Hurst has made, even keeping most of the squad from last year together, keeping the likes of Luke Waterfall and Ryan Taylor and Michel Fete, who a lot of the people in here won't really know a lot of these names. They'll know Luke, and they'll probably know Ryan as well. But John McAtee as well. We've got a good core together, and we've obviously brought in Otis Khan, who I know fans of Leyton Orient and Walsall will know, and both of those clubs did like Otis and kind of applauded us for signing that. Danilo Orsi is another guy that Paul signed. That came out of the blue entirely. Harrogate fans will know of him a little bit. And it might just be the momentum talking, but I honestly think Town will be in and around it. And I don't apologise for saying that. So yeah, Grimsby for me to finish 8th. Now in the playoff places, just making the playoffs, is Gillingham. They've got Neil Harris in charge there, which is quite a coup for Gillingham. He couldn't quite save them from the League One drop, but Neil Harris is, he's only a young manager in regards to his managerial career, but he's a guy that if the club needed a boost, you've got a guy that did really well at Millwall, never really struggled at Millwall, did a very, very solid job there. And, good managers are coming down to this level, like I said, or staying at this level. Like I said, you've got Michael Flynn, you've got Neil, you've even got Mark Hughes in this league. I mean, the level of quality of manager in this league as well now is really phenomenal. And I just think Gillingham, even though, they probably aren't having the best of transfer windows at the minute, they are making some shrewd signings. And I think they will be in and around it. Not looking forward to my club going there in, I think it's in February, I think it is, on a Tuesday night. That's not going to be easy. Gillingham is a difficult place to go, and I do fancy them, to definitely out of the teams that got relegated to really seriously challenge at the top end. I really, really do expect that. So for me, it'll be Gillingham just taking 7th place in the playoffs. 6th, I'm going for Swindon Town. And Swindon are, again, they're a sleeper club, aren't they? Former Premier League side. It's amazing, that they're in League Two. They're comfortably a high-end League One side. They're a good club. They've got some good signings coming into the club. I can see them challenging for a playoff place. They may get it, they may not. I think they just about will. The County Ground's never an easy place to go to. Especially if they can get that place rocking, it's going to be difficult. Very difficult for any team to go. So I'm putting them in 6th place for this season. Oh boy. My 5th place is Salford City. I'll say that under gritted teeth. Salford City. They haven't had it all their own way coming up when they got out of non-league. They haven't had the easiest of times. They haven't had probably the amount of success probably the owners thought they'd have. They probably thought they were going to cakewalk. I mean, the last two seasons I've known, they've been favourite to win the league, and they haven't even made the playoffs yet. However, this year, probably with the backing behind them, I think they'll have enough to make a playoff place. I don't think they'll go up though, but they're definitely going to be in and around it. Salford are quite shrewd when it comes to appointments, but I think what let Salford down is they sack managers left, right, and centre. Have you always heard Gary Neville talking about how he should, how managers don't get enough time and things like that, and then he goes and sacks managers left, right, and centre. He even admitted actually that he probably should not have sacked Graham Alexander. Sometimes I think their expectations are too high, I would say, at Salford, but they've been around it for the last couple of years. I think they finished 11th and 9th. I think they will break into the playoffs this year. I hate to say I personally hope not, but I think they will. But Salford, they're not having it all their own way in League Two, but they're bound to be up there. It's just where, but I think they will finish top 5. But I don't think it'll be easy. For none of these teams it'll be easy. But 5th place for Salford City. 4th place. Right. Now probably by this team's fan base, they're probably going to go, no, we're gonna win this. We're gonna go up automatically. I don't think so. And 4th place is Stockport County. There you go. I put them 4th because I think the 3 teams ahead of them are just marginally ahead of them. Marginally, not by much. Could they break the way into the top 3? I think Stockport will definitely be in the playoffs. Whether they finish where I put them in 4th or where they finish them in 7th. I think the way they've invested the money, they've just bought Carl Wotton in from Notts County and others. They've still got Paddy Madden, who can score at this level. We all know that he can. And they've got a few other quality players at Stockport. They're going to be there or thereabouts. It's a nice ground to go and visit too. I'm looking forward to going back to Stockport and continuing our battles from last year. Where Stockport fans, I'm sorry, you won the National League, but you didn't beat us last year. But I love the banter anyway. But no, I think Stockport will be there or thereabouts. I think they'll just miss out on automatic promotion, but it wouldn't surprise me if they went up again. It really, really wouldn't. They've got a squad where they easily could. This top 3 was very, very hard for me to decide. And to be fair, Stockport very nearly got in the top 3. They did very, very nearly. Mansfield Town are the first team I think that will get automatic promotion. Why? The Clough effect is the reason why. Obviously, they've got Nigel Clough in charge at Mansfield. The quality of football that you get from a Clough is phenomenal. And the job he's done at Mansfield to sort of stabilise the expectations as well and basically make Field Mill a little bit of a fortress again. And I feel like he's going to. And you've got to say Mansfield are going to be up there. They were unlucky. It just wasn't their season last year. Making the playoffs, it just wasn't their season. But I think they'll push for automatic promotion this year. And it wouldn't surprise me if they got it. And in second place, Northampton. Another team that missed out on the very last day, didn't they? Bristol Rovers won 7-0 over at Scunthorpe. Oh no, they didn't. They won 7-0 home to Scunthorpe. Well, they wouldn't need to go to Scunthorpe to win 7-0. They could win 12-0 down at Scunthorpe. And I just think that I think with the additions of Ben Fox and a few others that they've made, they're going to be automatically promoted. So I need to say, really, Northampton to finish in the top 2. And finally, because I realise this is a long video, thank you for sticking with me if you have. Final team, I think everyone knows it by now, Bradford City. And the reason why, I'll just quickly tell you why. Bradford, have you seen the recruitment? Have you seen Bradford's recruitment? I cannot literally see Bradford not winning the league. They're recruiting so well. Mark Hughes is a fantastic manager to get. So I'm saying Bradford to win League 2. God, this video's gone on a while, hasn't it? Nearly 45 minutes. If you have enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, please do. Leave your comments down below on where you think your team will finish. And I'll see you guys soon. This should be interesting. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell. That'll let you know when I upload some new content, some new League 2 content. I'll be back with predictions for League 2 when the season starts. Until then, guys, I will see you soon. Bye-bye for now.